Let's talk boundaries because here's the thing. If you don't set them now, you'll keep paying the price. And not just in your relationships. We're talking about your career, your overall productivity, and your happiness. People will always take as much as you allow, leaving you feeling exhausted, guilty, resentful, and unappreciated. Does this sound familiar? Imagine a life where you're not constantly stressed, bending over backwards to please people who don't care about your limits. That's what boundaries can do for you. They're saying, hey, I matter. I respect my time, my happiness, and myself. In this video, I'll walk you through simple, practical tips to set boundaries without feeling like a villain. You'll learn to spot the signs that you're dealing with toxic people and learn how to protect yourself. So if you're tired of feeling drained, overworked, or like you're walking on eggshells around certain people, this is for you. By the end of this, you'll be ready to take back control and you'll be able to get started on creating some boundaries in your own life. Now, let's dig into why boundaries are your best defense. Here's the thing. Without them, toxic people wreak havoc on your emotional well-being. They wreak havoc on your relationships, your work-life balance, your happiness, and your joy. Every time you agree to something you didn't want to do, you're training people to disregard your needs. And over time, this chips away at your self-esteem. You might think you're just being nice, but in reality, you're creating a cycle where your happiness becomes the sacrifice. And here's something you probably didn't consider. This affects every area of your life. If you're constantly overcommitting to toxic coworkers or bosses or partners or friends or siblings, you're draining energy that could have gone into your own growth. You're taking time away from doing things that make you happy. You're not lazy. You're overwhelmed because you're carrying responsibilities that aren't even yours. Now let's get personal. Toxic relationships don't just hurt in the moment, they leave scars. You may find yourself replaying conversations, rehearsing what you should have said, or questioning your worth. It's exhausting. But the good news is boundaries are the antidote. They create emotional safety. They improve communication, protect your time, they protect your energy so you can focus on what truly matters to you. Are you ready to take back control? Here are 5 actionable steps to set healthy boundaries with toxic people. Step number 1, recognize your limits. First, you have to know where your boundaries are. Ask yourself, what behaviors drain me? What am I no longer willing to tolerate? Who am I no longer willing to spend time with? Think about the things, the experiences, and the people that don't make you feel very good and are not productive. You might want to write these down. Clarity is the first step to overcoming overwhelm. Step number 2, communicate clearly and firmly. When it's time to set a boundary, be direct. Use I statements to make your needs clear. For example, I can't take calls after 8 p.m. That's my family time. Don't over-explain or apologize. Your boundaries are valid. I would love to help out, but I'm not available at that time. This is when I am available. I would love to catch up. How about a walk, or we could meet at the gym? I set my schedule, I choose what I focus on, and then I can determine who I see and how I meet with them and when it works for me. Step 3, you can anticipate some pushback. If you have a toxic person in your life who doesn't like the boundaries you're creating, it may be because they thrive on control. They expect you'll do what they want when they want it. And you may get some pushback here, so be prepared for it. Like guilt trips, manipulation, even anger. Stay calm and remember, their reaction isn't your responsibility. Stick to your boundary. If they're good people that you want in your life, they'll understand and they'll have no problem with what you're doing. If they don't get it, that's okay. Let them do what they do and you do what you do. Step 4, practice saying no. This one's hard. I get it. But every time you say yes to something you don't want to do, you're saying no to yourself. You are taking that time away from yourself to be doing something that is more important for you. I probably said this 1,000 times to myself, and I have to remind myself all of the time. If you're new to saying no, just start small. But you gotta start. Say no to the next request that doesn't work in your schedule, that doesn't align with your values and goals and what you want to achieve in your life. Whether it's a request from family, a coworker, your boss, your employee, your friend, say no. You don't need to provide a reason, but if just saying no is too difficult, you could say no, but this time would work. And notice how freeing it is. Step number 5, reinforce with action. Boundaries aren't just words, they're behaviors. If someone crosses your boundary, crosses your line, follow through. For example, if a friend constantly shows up late, just let them know how much time you have left to spend with them. If you'd planned for an hour and they're 15 minutes late, now you have 45 minutes. Enforcing boundaries shows that you mean business. It shows that you respect yourself and that you're important to yourself and that you matter. Now let's bring this home. Setting boundaries isn't easy, but it's worth it. It's about choosing yourself, not in a selfish way, but in a way that allows you to show up as your best self for the people who truly matter, for the things that truly matter, for the goals that you've set for yourself, for the stuff that you want to achieve. So what's the first boundary you're going to set? And if you're ready to level up and stop getting in your own way, you might want to check out this video. Your biggest roadblock is you. Here's how to fix it fast. Listen, your mindset isn't just a little hurdle. It's huge. It's the whole darn roadblock. I'll show you how to challenge your doubts, say no to people who drain you, and take action that actually changes everything. Don't let toxic people bring you down. You matter.